just go right into it.
How may I help?
How may I help you? Well, do that. These. Of course. Get off.
Join off.
Well, I didn't get all the damage I wanted to get off there, but oh well. That is what that is. Alright. Okay. Medium armor, fortitude. Do that. I have no idea why that's over there, but alright. I'll take it. To me, good to you. Right. That was a long guy. Look at that. Not anymore. Not anymore. A little faster this time. Up, 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 up. Going to be a large circle, which is nice. And you're already stunned. Classic. Be fine.
Aye?
Aye.
Be on slow.
Oh, you're not dead yet. Happy days. Died at the same time. Hilarious. Safety or savior or whatever. I didn't seem to go down that way, which I was a bit disappointed with. But hey, well, like I said, the way to get it was just Sanctifier. No idea why I would want that, but that's what I've got, so there we go there. Good hunting. So, dropped a word for one of the Domino's agents. Here's the pay they had on the offer. Like I say, I'm quite surprised the Domino's kind of want to have me, because I did murder them. Totally by mistake. Good, the last thing we need is ciphers tampering with ancient machines. Nothing good can possibly come of it. Here you are, you've earned it. And there's one about the Rymrgand. Horrid creatures, aren't they? If the client's not interested, I may just snuff and mount this one myself. In the meantime, here's your bounty. That's that done. You also got a level. Alright. Mother. Oh, that's going to be the next one. So, phantom foes. Surrounded by phantom foes, leaving them flanked for the duration. Also, I can buff everybody else in. That's great. That's quite cool. Fool's wool. Well, simple as that. Wool. Oh no! Yes. We just have a baby. We're just gathering a baby in all the places. So what basically happened was she was basically. Stop right there. Llensi yells as you hand nears the bird's cage. Just what do you think you're doing with my bird? Ha ha ha. Delem, chanter of old songs, sent me to get specimen for this type of bird. She stares at you blankly for a moment before shaking her head. That fog Delem sent you. No, absolutely not. Eating my beloved pet won't grant that full musical prowess. The only thing he'll get is an upset stomach and the pain of passing its peak. She folds her arms and frowns. There's a forest full of birds. Mine's not for sale. I want to be intellect. Yeah, we'll stick with 2 there now. Old folklore gone awry, she mutters, shrugging in resignation. Orlums, particularly those raised in the forest, still seem to believe that by eating noteworthy creatures, they can gain the desirable traits of their prey. It's false. Eating a spider doesn't give you 8 legs any more than eating ivy lets you sprout berries. Llensi signs with resignation. If Delem wants to be a better singer, he should try practice, not superstition. Well, I kinda need the bird, so I'm gonna lie. This is the second time I've done it, but I think it's necessary. Well, she stares at you blankly. It's not like the bird is a prisoner. I mean, he has a little bit of room to fly in there. You just want me to set Beaker free so you can snatch him and sell him, maybe. If I wanted that bird so badly, you'd be counting your teeth. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the first one. This will keep me up all night. Just take him. Bring him into the forest and set him free. I'm not going to set it free. I'm going to set it free. Like I say, I kind of agree with Llensi. She said eating songbirds is just superstition. It won't help you sing. Nonsense. Delem shakes his head in disbelief. I know a man who swears by the practice. This has been part of how master chanters refine their craft for ages. Surely a wise woman such as yourself would be familiar with the folklore and know what I speak of time-honoured truth. You're crazy, mate. You're crazy. Let me ask you this. Do sparrowhawks sing well? Survival. Why not? Well, they can shriek loudly, but I wouldn't call it melodic. And yet, their favourite meal is a songbird. So if your belief is correct, you're saying I should consume a sparrowhawk? Oh wait. Oh, I see. Dumb bugger. Delem frowns, his posture slackens. So maybe the sparrowhawk doesn't have a soul, and that's why. He shrugs, his face blushing. You're right, this is silly. I'm just desperate for creative passion, and I'm walking the wrong path to find it. Thank you, my friend. I don't need rare songbirds. I just need to find some inspiration from within. He bows to you with a pained smile. If you pardon me, I should stop delaying and write a new song. Yes, you should. Yes, you
What
should.
brings you here?
You've returned. He glances at the hundreds in the group. We hope you found the truth about my brother's fate. I've concluded my task. It's time to speak with the Amethath. You mentioned a blood hunt. What is it? We prove our worth in a blood hunt. We set out to stalk the prey and always a dangerous creature. And only one kills it first. The elfin huntress interrupts with an exasperated sigh. Yes, but we hunt as pairs. To bond as Glafafin. As one, not as enemies. 2 hunters, 2 tribes, 1 spirit. That is our way. He glowers in response. Our way isn't a lie. We don't betray our brothers and sisters for our own gain. The blood hunt between your brother and Arwen has broken the communion of our tribes, Rudai. Do not dig in this wound until you can claim the truth. She turns again to face you. Perhaps our customs appear strange to you, but despite what you now see, we Glafafins hold our bonds sacred. The ancestors will forgive me and my brother when I clean the shame away from his name. He looks at the huntress, and from the taint it has brought to our tribes. I think I already done that. I conclude my task. It's time to speak. What did you see? Where's Farum? Tell me. Rudai, the huntress, thrust her palm between you and her companion. The truth belongs to all of us, even Arthur. You know this. He hesitates for a moment. He wipes the sweat off his face, leaving traces of red paint on his hands. I am ready to share the truth with the Amethath, and I'll make sure that so is Arwen. Okay. Leave it. Just in case. I've been investigating Fern's disappearance. Indeed, Arwen and Rudai have spoken of little else. I do not envy your position, Galwes of Amas. Yet your testimony may resolve the tension between the keepers of the stone and the twice-split arrows. She steeples her fingers. When you've gathered your evidence, I'll call a hearing. Let's begin. I will summon Arwen and Redai. Their fates and the names of their tribe depend on what you reveal to us. Galwais and Avans. No idea if I'm saying that right, but that's the way I'm doing it. Bethwell stands at the head of the hall, lit from behind by dozens of candles. She casts a long shadow across the floor. We've gathered to weigh the claims of Arwen and Redai in the matter of Fion's disappearance. To that end, we are honoured by the presence of Gals and Anans, whose insight would help us render a verdict. Murmurs of astonishment echo from the front of the hunt. Ooh. We begin with Arwen's claim. He asserts that Fionn lured him into a confrontation with the Steiger and that he slew the beast on his own. Fionn, he says, excelled in sin, fearing that knowledge of his actions would heap shame on the keepers of the stone. She holds up a tooth as long as her arm. As evidence, he brings a fang from the great Stelgar. On the other hand, Redai states that his brother was tricked and murdered by Arwen during the hunt. A hunter of Fionn's renown would not have fallen in the blood hunt, but by treachery. Her shadow flickers and dances in the candlelight as she looks at you. And now, we turn to our Galvanaris. We ask only that you share your observations, that we may find closure for these two tribes. She lowers his head. What fate befell Fionn? Well, he's dead. What? Redai stares at you, his face contorted between surprise and anger. He turns to Arwen. How? You puny weakling. How? The Amathaf whips her neck around the tribesman. Do not forget your place. Redai's chest balloons, but he quickly lowers his chin in obedience. Arwen's eyes dart from side to side. The Amathaf continues. It saddens us to know this truth, but we must still reveal it deeper. If this is so, how did the giant Stelgar die? He did kill it. He did kill it. Fionn killed the giant beast. Of course he did. He shakes his fist and looks to everyone in the hall. Arvith is just a feeble hunter from the twice-split arrows and a liar. Hold on. Fur bristles along Biffle's arms. Silence! Her slitted pupils narrow as she regards you. And now we come to it, to claim the truth for the 6 tribes. Yep. Again, I'll just be honest, because it's the only thing I have. So Fionn tricked Arwen and thought the giant Stelgar by stealth. They killed each other in the fight. Arwen tried to cover Fionn's shame, but lied about besting the creature. Your words echo along the passage of the 6 to solemn audience. Wilf nods. It is as you say. We thank you for sharing your truth with us. The Amathas turns to Arwith and Redai, brothers of the tribes. Let these wounds mend. Go in peace and contemplate the shame brought into our hearth. It's true though, I mean, if he was just honest in saying that I was, because they were deceived, to do that was just stupidity. She turns back to you. A shame upon both tribes is not what I would have wanted, but we must learn to turn our faces to these hard truths if we are to survive the coming seasons. Your integrity is a boon to us. Please accept this with our thanks. As you pray to Berath, you again find yourself on the road. Squinting into the distance, you see a short, pale figure waiting for you. At first you think it's an illusion of Archdruid Wisdom. Then you notice the figure's skeletal frame and rictus grin. He stands in front of another skull gate, but the way leads down, not onwards. He beckons for you to approach. That must be the usher. Aelith's voice is low. Behind you is a woman, her skin milk pale against her black hair. She wears a suit of armour so dark it seems to suck the light from the stars. The roads wind up a mountain behind her.
A toll traveler.
A toll traveller. And toll traveller and the paladin. The paladin? You drop a few coppers into her hand, and she closes her fist around the coins. You you instantly feel a small weight added to your purse. The lord of this road demands a toll of all, but he lends generously, that all might travel this road again. Behind her the usher grins, his lipless smile, and waits. The road bores into the mountain, and you find yourself in a gigantic cavern. The ceiling curves up and away, and it's dotted with moisture. At this distance, the shining beads look like stars, clustered and scattered in constellations. The usher and the pallid knight lead you up to a trail carved into the edge of the cavern. Two identical cave mouths wait up ahead, and you follow the usher to one of them. Standing on the edge and gazing down, you see an endless, ever-changing plain bisected by a road. Only then do you realise that you're no longer on the road. As you follow the road to the point where it disappears below you, you realise you're standing in one of the eye sockets of a massive skull. The usher points to the road. Archduke Ridstein appears below you. He's just as you remember him, stern and smooth-skinned. Yet with each step along the road he grows, swelling with blood and essence. His heavy steps become slower and slower until he stops altogether. His distinted body fills the path completely.
You met a dwarf traveling this road. What did you do?
It's the destiny of all mortals to die. I fulfilled the will of the gods. Pallid Knight's flesh is torn against her skull. She nods once, barely dipping her chin.
It is also destined that all should be reborn. That their essence circulate.
As Redstein's swollen body rupture, the effect is like a dam bursting. Ghostly figures, as hazy and indistinct as wisps of smoke, continue along the clear path. Some tumble and rush along while others amble and drift, but all continue forward. The usher directs your attention to another figure moving down the path. This time you see High Ovake Orona. As you follow the road, her movements become slow and erratic. Her legs creak with every step, and her feet grow long, thick roots that burrow into the ground. She finally stops, rooted in place.
You found a tree that had lived for centuries. Its roots were deep, and its boughs sheltered many. Why did you cut it down?
It was a parasite. While its branches sheltered others, its roots sucked them dry.
All draw their life's energy from the deaths of others. This is why all must remain part of the cycle of death and rebirth. No creature may be a closed loop unto itself.
Except gods. Eora's body petrifies below, and the shimmering leaves of her hair blow down the path. You seek another who has lived his life on the brink of the cycle. He sits on the inside of the wheel, observing its revolutions. With each life he is plucked from the stream and returned intact. Why do you hunt the Theros? For answers, he understands what has happened to me.
Answers are circular, Watcher. To find them, you must begin with the right question. The question is not what Theos has done, but whom he serves.
The top of Duran's staff bursts into flame. You had best answer your own question, Knight. You would not care for my means of extraction. Theos serves Boudica. She desires an escape from her own cycle, power within decline. Theos has removed thousands of souls from the cycle so that their essence might empower her. The black depths of her eye threaten to swallow you. You must stop him, and you must return them to the cycle. Yeah, why does Boudica need Theos' help, and why do you need mine? That's true. The gods guide souls through the cycle of death and rebirth, but Eora is a domain of mortals. We stand aside, weights and counterweights. We're one who alter the tides of Kif, all would follow. We would tip this world from its axis. This is why Boudica directs a mortal to be her Biden, and why any who would stop Theos must be mortal as well. Okay, what end would it serve to send the souls back into the cycle? Attending to those souls is a question of stability, Watcher, of maintaining the natural order of the world and the ebb and flow of essence. Couldn't they be returned to the Hollowborn? As battered, burdened things, do you mix soured wine with fresh? Call it fresh? With fresh? What? That's supposed to be flesh. Do you mix soured wine with fresh? Okay. I get it, okay. Totally read that wrong there. The kindness you seek lies in giving them a new beginning, not in shackling them to this life. If Theos has meddled with their souls, perhaps it would be better to destroy them. The cycle is merciless, but it is not wasteful. Time and the endless procession of rebirth eventually grinds souls into dust. Until then, we must pass from the world and return to it. Their continuing movement advances the cycle itself. Cycles are changeless and monotonous. Surely there's a better alternative. The illusion of revolution. It is merely part of another cycle, and a painful one. True change has structured geometry. It is a product of cycles within cycles within cycles, and 1,000 years spinning and moving the universe by degrees. What's wrong with Boudica seizing this power? The cycle of Kiss is a thing of balance. Likewise is the cycle of gods. We rise and fall in the favour of mortals, only to fall and rise again. But Boudica seeks the power of place herself outside the cycle. She would root herself and grow to the detriment of others. Well, the usher silently gestures to the road, where a broken tree and a husk of flesh are still visible. I think I understand what you're telling me. Not really. I don't see what this has to do with me. Theos builds a dam to divert water from a stream. The flow of thousands of souls will shape the world you live in. It also shapes the world your soul returns to in its next life. Then let's go into the Sunday Shadow.
No mortal can survive the descent into the pit. But there are souls on the burial isle that are pledged to me. I will grant them to you, and they shall bear you down safely, as well as light the way beyond.
A multitude appears to the other end of the road, raising their voices and kicking up dust as they make their way towards you. Return unto the Cycle Watcher, promise that you will, and I shall give you power befitting a champion of death. The Pallid Knight raises a finger to set my favour, however, and I will demand this decision as your due. I collect from all mortals in time. So I'm going to hear what the other ones have to say first. She wants me to return them to the cycle. Do not delay long, Watcher. What Thayer seeks to do cannot be undone, even by the turning of the wheel. Okay. That's... so the Beast of Winter. You pray again, and the vision of the white plain emerges. The driving wind returns in a chaos of whirling snow. Something boos at the centre of the blizzard, plodding but relentless. As the snowstorm gets closer, you see an aurochs, as colossal and slow as a glacier. Its shaggy white hair is matted with frost, but beneath it, ribs like a ship frame protrude. Visible puffs of air issue from Friggani's grasping mouth. It's the Beast of Winter! A man emaciated and almost naked huddles at the beast's legs. His body is scored with lash marks, and his nose and ears have been carved from his face. His black eyes pierce the whiteout. And by the wheel, it's Skaen. The Oryx stops and stands before you, enveloping you in the violet blizzard that surrounds it. Though its mouth does not move, the beast speaks in a deep, thunderous voice.
A clan of Glamfelin ventured from the White Fat Wens to find the crack in the ice. When you sealed it, you damned their souls to a slow weathering here, one they had sought to escape.
This is what your vision directed.
A fitting reply from an obedient servant. No guile with you, indeed.
Ha!
For each there is a season watcher. Winter's shroud covers all things.
It's going to be
in
interesting
time.
because Helia did
The
something
heat
different.
and energy of life dissipates.
That's going to be
And untethered essence fades into chaos. But entropy is a chisel of ice and a hammer of wind. It is not for mortals to wield these tools.
wield these tools. The world shudders beneath you, and a great crack echoes across the white expanse. The ice splits at your feet, waves lapping through the rift.
The Watcher seeks something long lost. What is it you search for?
Understanding who I was and what my past means now.
Your past is one of loss and sorrow. The key to it is Theos, a man who has been forgotten to you for many lifetimes.
Yet there is a greater plot at work here, Watcher. Theos acts not for himself. He is the Burned Queen's quiet slave, a master of secrets and schemes.
Secrets and schemes.
Theos is a winter gale, unseen by the world even while he carves and shapes it. Woodica directs him, sending him to wipe her enemies from Eora.
And Animancy as well. He would see those secrets lost, the knowledge forgotten.
Good, because they're a bit.
And he would see his mistress grow fat on the essence of thousands. For her, he has harvested the unborn souls of the Deerwood.
It's impossible to tell whether Skaen's rag expression is smile or snarl. What now?
Theos has removed these souls from the cycle. They are ice melting in the sun. Let them fade.
Let them forget this world and be forgotten.
Oh, so you just want to kill them outright.
Take the souls she so desires and grind them into dust.
Right.
Let her see her careful schemes thoroughly ruined.
So if I went with... Oh, right, oh look, I got that quest done. Haha. Okay. That last one sounded a little nastier than the other two. For several seconds, the wave washed quietly against ice, and the Oryx stands silently amongst the churning
It
flurries.
is the destiny of all things to crumble and join the chaos that follows this world. Some seek it willingly, as you have seen.
To mingle, roiled and stirred by the tides of the universe. It is not an unkind fate.
And what would you give these souls, the very fate you sought to deny the Glamferran pilgrims?
I am the beast of winter. I neither speed nor alter my path for the whims and desires of Kith. I take souls at the time of my choosing, be it mote by mote or in a sudden tempest of chaos.
These souls, they have already forgotten their place in this world. They have been lost to existence. Let them be memorialized and mourned for an age and then forgotten entirely.
So Rymrgand just wants me to kill the souls. Why do you oppose a Woodica?
She desires to order chaos and shackle the agents of change in the world. Under her, all things would remain static and frozen according to her laws.
Even now, she only barely keeps the pact of the gods to leave the affairs of Kith in mortal hands. She moves in Theos where she cannot move directly.
And so we call on you to do the same. Such are the schemes of the Queen that was.
Okay.
When you reach the burial isle, we will send lost souls to guide you through the pit. This is our gift to you. What you do after you face Theos will be your choice. But we would have you set the stolen essence adrift.
So yes, just write that down. I don't know. I don't think I would, like I say, I don't think I'm going to be going with this one.
And whether you would heed us or no, understand that our end comes to all things eventually. Help us achieve it, and we shall reward you now with a power to rival Theos's.
But do not choose lightly. We forget nothing, least of all a betrayal.
Yeah, so it certainly seems like if you agree to one of them, you'll want to do what they ask. It certainly seems that, like I said, the last one said pretty much the same thing.
Do not wait forever. We wait, but Theos does not.
Rymrgand continues to watch you, swallowing you in a blinding, defying snowstorm. You experience a dizziness, accelerating disorientation, oblivious to the landscape around you, and even the reality of your own body. You hear a noise that could be the shrieking winds or Skaen's screeching crackle, and then it resides with everything else. Cool, man. Okay.